Hey guys, today
Ethno
we're
States. What would you rate it?
all I'm saying is these colors don't run. Let's talk about America.
They walk.
And my colors walk, bro. My colors walk. What are you talking about? Ethno States? Are we trying to like start like a spilling the milk ethno state? And which like ethnicity would we choose?
That's a good question. Well,
Core?
I'm mixed race.
Core decides.
Am I gonna create like
race.
a mixed race ethno state? Like, is that something that we could make happen?
I think that defies the very essence of what an ethno state is, because it's multiple like ethnicities, right?
Expand it. I'm trying to change the game and get a little creative with it. Like maybe it's
do a duo ethno state.
Maybe it's like
a duology.
Like you have to be 50% like white and black, and therefore it's an ethno state that cannot perpetuate itself.
Because people keep like mingling with each other, and like
it's just a bunch of people go to a country and then they all die after one generation. It's pretty cool, actually.
It's like apartheid reverse. Like you have to like have a black mom and a white mom. It's like reverse. It's like the cha-cha slide of apartheid. It's very interesting.
Anyways, welcome to the podcast, guys. That's a great intro. I'm Eden. That's Core. That's Jack. And are we going to be talking about apartheid the whole podcast? Like,
I'm down. I don't know. Nelson Mandela was great. I liked Nelson Mandela and his effect that he had on people. You know, he was a great guy.
Who's that?
Nelson Mandela. He's the guy. You know the Berenstain Bears.
Mandela effect.
Oh, he's the guy from the Berenstain.
He's the
Bears.
Berenstain
He's like the
Bears.
main
He's the guy who made that.
It, yeah.
He's the main. He played Papa Bear in the Berenstain Bears. Yeah.
Dude, when I was a kid, when Nelson Mandela died, I was sad. Not because Nelson Mandela died, but
I wasn't sad.
I thought he wasn't gonna be in any more movies because for some reason, as a kid, I watched this movie where Morgan Freeman plays Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
But I just thought that like they were the same person for some reason.
I feel like I had a very similar thought. Like I think so many people just thought Morgan Freeman was Nelson Mandela, and it was a problem. It wasn't communicated well in our schooling.
How good of a role he played in that movie.
Morgan
that
Freeman
just shows
North America.
North American fucking education is not good. That's just it. I think that just shows.
Okay, but why, as a North American, do I need to know anything about Africa? Clearly, nothing goes on there. There's no relevance.
Why would I need to know anything about that country?
Well, what you have to know, you know those like sad little commercials that come on the TV where it's like a little black child. He's like, "You have to save this child. Donate to this fake charity right now." We have to understand so we can empathize with that child. That real child that exists and not a fake company, allegedly.
I'm just thinking
that you're donating money to.
What was that channel we saw? It was like SaveTheJews.org or some shit like that.
Oh my god, that channel. Oh my god, that was so
what are you guys
weird.
Talking about
Core and I were taking this like improv class in Austin like last summer, and we just, after one of the classes, like all the classes just went out to a bar to get some drinks. And we were just like, me and Core and one other person were just hyper fixated on this one like TV in the bar that was just playing like freejews.org. And it was just showing this like Holocaust victim like woman.
Sale.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, are they...
You can put it in your attic. They fit really well into tight spaces.
But it was basically just like showing this like this old lady Holocaust victim and her sad fucking life. It was trying to make it the saddest thing possible.
It was because it's like the vibe of the bar. Everybody's laughing. It's jovial. It's a fun time. And then on this tiny little TV screen is like the oldest woman I have ever seen in my life.
It's decrepit.
Hobbling around her miserable house that looks like shit while they're just recording her. And it was playing like the whole time we were there for like an hour. And that was like the only thing on the TV.
It was awesome.
I don't understand. Are they like locked in like a like a freezer at like a restaurant or something?
I don't
know
why it was called Free the Jews. I don't know why it was called Free the Jews. Maybe it's freedom from debt. I don't know exactly why it was called.
Where are they? Someone should go help them right now.
They're in their fucking homes, bro. She's in her sad home that she lives in. and she looks like the Coco grandma. It was the physical representation of the grandma from Coco reaching at you in that one gif, bro. It is.
So she looked like Bones.
Bones and skin.
Bones and skin, yeah.
Oh, so she got the skin update.
She got the skin update, sadly. Yeah, fuck.
Lots of skeletons. Lots of skeletons have been wanting that one, man. Not gonna lie.
This is not good. I'm wearing my World War II hat today. This is not a good conversation.
You're talking about you're being insensitive towards the Jewish people while wearing a World War II.
I've worn this like fit like so many times where I wear this fucking shitty ass. These colors don't run. I wear the stupid World War II, and no one I have to always point it out to people. I'm like, dude, look how stupid I look right now, and they're like, oh my god, people are gonna like look at you and like talk to you. I'm like, no, I never got fucking one goddamn complaint, bro.
Damn, that's
not
crazy.
yet.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe some people thought that you served
in World War II, yeah,
and maybe you just had like you just had like a really good skincare routine, and like you've really kept up, taken good care of your appearance.
You're like, that would be crazy.
You were there.
So actually, I'm very spiritual, and in my past life, I was actually a World War II veteran.
I was actually like in the bunkers. Like I
died on D-Day. My last life, I died on D-Day. That was me.
I'm not gonna say which side because it's more fun if you have to guess.
That's cool.
That's insane, dude. That's
if you're like a Yacht Queen, like TikTok witch, but you're also like an inner Nazi, like inside of you, like that. That is cool. Like, so you're a little devious. That's your devious side. That's
your devious
side? No, that's like one of my favorite things to make fun of, because like everybody's like, in my past life, oh, I was in the 1800s and I was a scholar studying academia. It's like you go back in time and like 95% of people were basically in slavery, just farming to stay alive, and then giving all the profits, like fucking some feudalism shit. And they just think, oh, back in the day, I was a lord. And it's like, no, you were probably a slave.
You were eating one piece of bread a day, bro. If you're fucking lucky, you're slaving away every day. Goddamn. And we're just slaves in a different way now.
We're the same. It's like we're
slaves to the machine.
Like
so
we're
slaves to the machine.
Susan Wojcicki is like our lord, and we're just
she's like our slave owner
in our little plot.
She's like our Leonardo DiCaprio from
and we're the 18-year-old girl.
We're like the 18-year-old girl.
I don't even know what you're quoting. What are you saying right now? Please. Core is my black friend. If that was a really racist joke, I don't know.
Core is Django.
I was just making a joke
I don't know
about
what you're referencing.
Leo dating young girls. Perpetually.
I thought you were talking about us being the characters from Django Unchained that are slaves.
No.
Because that would obviously be a little bit more edgy.
That was funny because I think the one time I went to what's the name of the place? It's like I think it's in Virginia.
Wichita.
It's like it's like a small little town. And it's basically one of those places where it's like a full replica of like how life was back in like early America, like settlers time.
I love those towns.
Yeah, and so
like a pilgrim town or
pilgrim
something.
Town, and like everybody's like in character. Everybody's in character, and they do all the stuff that they're doing, and you can talk to them and like learn a little bit. And it was fun. Actually, it was cool because it was like the whole thing was free, unless you wanted to go inside the buildings, so we just didn't pay to go inside the buildings.
Dude, that's the dude. I sort of got like, because nowadays you have the internet, but back then parents who were broke and had to entertain their fucking children had to do the fucking Olympics of parenting, finding shit that was like free and actually interesting for kids to do.
Yeah, but when I went there, I went with two of my friends at the time who are both more visibly black than I am, significantly. So the entire time we were just joking about slavery. That was like all I remember of the experience.
Dude, okay, Core. When you were in fucking, I swear to God, Jack, this might be like the craziest thing. I swear to God, maybe you'll be like, I never heard this in my entire life. Oh my God, Core, you didn't go to public school, man. Fuck, every fucking time I want to tell a story about fucking public school, I remember Core was homeschooled. God damn it. When I was in school, I remember this happened multiple years. Mm-hmm. For some reason, every single time when they teach this in school, they're like, So the Germans, they did not like the Jewish people, or they'd be like, the slave owners, they did not like the blacks, and the same lesson would happen every single time. They didn't
like them.
They would go through the classroom and be like, you'd be a slave, you'd be a slave, you'd be a slave. They would do that, and like every time, every school I went to did the same thing. And with the Jewish lesson, they'd be like, "You would probably be in a concentration." Like they would point out, because like the point. No. Let me explain. The point of what they're trying to do is to make it seem like someone that could have affected. Like they're trying to, like relate it to their way of thinking and stuff like that, so children can understand how messed up it was.
I'm just imagining it creating like a race war dynamic in the classroom where the white kids are like, yeah, maybe you should be a slave. Maybe you should be a slave. I don't know.
Maybe it's starting that racism young. Like, it could have just started the racism young. It could have backfired completely. And I think that is just insane. Pointing out individuals in the classroom saying that they would be slaves,
this fun little like classroom activity where we had all the black kids go up front and then we like pretended to like auction them off. It was a super fun classroom activity.
It was so funny. And then like we got like the richest kid in the class to auction for them. And it was like a really great, like that is... Damn, American schooling is insane, bro. Like I feel like,
and like I went to like, it's like, obviously, I don't know if that's like that at every single school, but I moved to like different school districts and states like every 2 years growing up, and I swear to God, that happened at like every fucking school I went to. It was
they gave the same talk every year.
No, like the teacher is like so excited. They're like fidgeting in their chair until they can finally hit slavery in the lesson book. They're so excited. You're a slave. It's like they're so excited to get to that part of the year. Like I don't.
Dude, that's like the English teacher getting hyped to read To Kill a Mockingbird.
Servitude.
Like
you get indentured servitude.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's like the To Kill a Mockingbird English teacher getting ready to say the N-word, bro. It's like so bad. I had this like really like. We called her the crackhead teacher because she was like really old, but she like was insane. Like the way she fidgeted around, like she seemed like a crackhead. But like she would say, because they say like the N-word like in a certain way in To Kill a Mockingbird, she would enunciate it so loud when it would come to it in the classroom, and everyone's like, "Whoa!" Like. Old white woman, you do not need to. We know the word, man. You don't gotta. We're reading the book with you right now, man. Like, why do you gotta say this? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you were a bunch of like high school like kids, so you were all kind of like, no, you're saying it completely wrong. It's like this. I've got a lot of experience from the Todd lobby.
I just don't understand. If you're a teacher, you should just be using the audiobook if you're gonna do that book. You know what I mean? Like that makes the most sense to me.
She'd play the
like,
audio.
Now your hands are clean.
She'd play the audiobook and then she'd pause it to say the N-word part.
She's like, guys, wait, my favorite part's coming up. Give me a sec. Give me a sec.
I'm just imagining it like the audio's playing and you can see her like her lips like moving along and she's like, here it comes, my favorite part.
Yes. Dude, I can't. Oh my god, I can't even handle that.
They should have kids watch like the Boondocks in class instead of like all this other bullshit.
Actually,
that's like a better education.
Actually, I'm not gonna. That would. I don't know. I feel like, especially like a preppy like white kid private school should show Boondocks. They should understand. They need to watch like the what's the best Boondocks episode? The BET episodes.
Yeah,
specifically. They should, or like the episode
the R.
with
Kelly episode.
What's his name?
Very important.
Oh, okay, yeah, the R. Kelly episode. Yeah, that's the most important episode.
That's what they should do, like when you're going over like modern important events in modern culture class or whatever. It's like you get to R. Kelly, it's like just watch this episode. It's got all the deets.
You'll understand.
I don't even need to teach.
Jack, what was the weirdest movie you watched in school?
Weirdest movie.
I'll go first while you think. Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah, I've got an answer as well.
My senior year, we watched this like Beowulf movie because we read Beowulf, right?
Is that the CGI animated one?
No, it's not CGI animated, but there is this one weird CGI like the movie. apparently there's like a very popular rendition of Beowulf, but my English teacher, he was kind of a nerd in the good way that like he cared about his job, basically. He's like, that Beowulf movie has a lot of indiscrepancies. It's not completely accurate to how the book portrays it, so we're not going to watch the one that most English teachers would show their students. I'm going to show you this one instead.
I'm not like the other English teachers. I'm like kind of quirky.
He's
like
literally
that.
not like the other.
We watched this different Beowulf movie that was the movie was a little low budget. It was a little, you could tell it was a little older as well. Ugh. But there was like this weird like CGI scene where like the spirit of his mother or something, I don't remember exactly like the Beowulf lore because I haven't read that book in like 4 years or 5 years now basically. But basically there's a sex scene in Beowulf. And it's extremely weird because it's a very muscular live action man, but he's having sex with like a CGI creature that is like a ghost spirit type of thing. And so it's like real human fucking CGI, like poorly edited on top of each other. And it lasts like 4.5 minutes. So that
like
was
some
probably...
Overwatch porn or some shit.
No, that's literally like
it's
plenty
a lot
of
less
time,
quality.
That's you want to give me the timestamp or?
We could watch it together on the channel.
We'll watch it for milk, guys.
Okay,
Get this podcast to 100 likes. We'll do it.
100 damn, that's pretty low bar.
1,000. I don't know how many likes the podcast gets. If I'm
we
being
get like 5
honest.
likes, so it's like
6.
I was gonna say like
ahead,
no, yeah, go ahead, Cor.
I just told you to go ahead. This is literally like the
right.
opening door.
Fine.
After you.
Okay, so there's like 2 things that come to mind. I don't think I've ever watched anything that weird and like raunchy in school. Like the thing that comes to mind the most is that in my 9th grade French class, the last French class I took, because you only have to take it like in elementary school and then 1 language class in high school, we watched Willy in French. Like in French.
Wally.
And I don't know if you know about Wally, but there is like no dialogue for the first like hour of the movie. So we're all just like, why are we watching Wally? Like I wasn't complaining. I love Wally.
It's a great
but
movie.
It's like, what? It's an amazing movie. It's my favorite Pixar movie.
Say
it's
like, whoa, Eve? Does he say like with a French accent?
Yeah, he's bonjour, Eve. And it's like so weird. It was like the dumbest like decision ever. I'm like, I don't know. I loved watching it. I was like, I hated that class because the teacher hated me because I always skipped class. Because I always slept in. And then she was like, oh no. Like, she hated me because of it. We were not on good terms.
Oh, is this the class
like,
that you managed to get a B in even though you skipped class?
Yes, this is the class that I managed to do pretty decent in, even though I missed like half the classes. But then she was like, we're going to watch Wall-E tomorrow. I'm like, okay, well,
I got to pull up for that.
I got pulling up like he's pulling up for the Minion movie. He's like, hold on.
To Wally in French. Him fucking walking around the desolate fucking world in French. Like, it was stupid. But we watched, like, the other movie that I remember in high school watching is, like Crazy Rich Asians for, like, this cultures class. And it was just, like, I don't think that's a really weird movie to watch. But it was just, like, the reaction I had to it, it's a pretty good movie. It's like, it's interesting. I don't know. There's like a Big Joel video on it. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Yeah,
just
I've
like
seen
the weird cultural parts of it. But there's like this really funny scene at the end where the one Crazy Rich Asian is proposing to the other Crazy Rich Asian on this plane.
As they are.
And it's playing a Mandarin
Those are the
cover.
characters?
Well, one of them's Crazy Rich. The other one isn't. I was just saying that for hyperbole. She's a crazy poor Asian and a crazy rich Asian. So the crazy rich Asian is proposing to the crazy poor Asian. And they're playing a Mandarin cover of Yellow by Coldplay. And I just start to hysterically laugh in the class. And no one else is laughing. No one else understands why I am laughing.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like...
That is really, really funny.
It's a really funny scene. It's like supposed to be like the climax of the movie. Like, oh, it's so cute. Like, it's romance. And then I'm just laughing. And then the teacher pauses. She's like, Jack, why are you laughing right now? And
what did you say?
They're playing Coldplay. I'm like, they're playing Coldplay in Mandarin, bro. That shit's hilarious. It was awesome.
No one understood you.
No one understood it.
Did you take any serious classes? And you took culture studies and French. These are like the only 2 classes I've ever heard you talk about.
Those are the only classes, yeah.
That's the Canadian school system?
Yeah. No, I took all the other
yeah,
bullshit
they took
classes,
out math and English.
Yeah, no.
He went to woke high, bro.
I went to woke high. You only learned about culture and French, bro. God,
That's
what was your
the
movie
division.
club?
You've got Prager, you, and Woke High. That's the only schools you can go to.
Woke High needs to happen. I feel like that we're 1 year away from Netflix booting some shitty like teen drama called Woke High.
That would be
and they're all day
amazing.
slash thems.
That's just like a
series.
Euphoria animated series or something like that.
I would love that.
Little Zendaya.
So my movie is I didn't go to high school, but in college I took a film class while I was there, which was actually I think that was the class I took in like the last semester before I dropped out. So like I just stopped going like halfway through the class because I was like I don't care anymore.
I'm out this bitch.
But when I was initially going, I think it was specifically it was centered around like African American representation in film. So
yeah,
like they started off with like Sidney Poitier with like Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, and then slowly we watched like some like buddy cop movie because that's like the white
Rush Hour,
the white cop black cop thing. It was way older. It was like 70s movie. And going into that. Which is actually how I ended up watching Get Out for the first time and loving it because I had never seen it.
That's
was
good.
In that class.
It forces you to watch it.
Yeah.
It's sick.
But the one movie that we watched was called Toy, starring Richard Pryor. And the premise of this movie, this is genuinely, I think, one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. The premise of the movie is
Toy.
This guy, Richard Pryor, pretty famous black comedian at the time in the 80s, I think. Is working at a toy store, and this rich, bratty white girl comes in with her father, and he's like, "I'll buy you anything, dear, anything you want, dear." She's like,
"Oh my god, I already know
want that!" And she points at Richard Pryor, the human being, and he becomes. Like he gets offered like a ton of money from the dad because he's like, I gotta give my daughter anything she wants. I gotta let my daughter be racist. It's essential to her development as a girl. And so he's just so the entire movie is just her forcing him to do stuff like as like to entertain her. It's like the most fucked weird concept, and the movie came out like way too late for this concept. Like people were pretty aware of like racial divide at this point in time in media. This was not like it aged poorly. No, this shit came out rotten. It came out the gate like already moldy. That is
an insane concept.
It's fucking absurd. Insane. I've never seen anything.
Is he
like
getting paid handsomely at least?
Is he
getting
paid
a lot of money?
I don't remember the movie super well because it was really bad.
It sucked.
It was mostly just like bad and boring and like a lot of just like stupid, shitty slapstick. Like you would expect of a shitty comedy movie from that time period. But then it's all made 10 times worse by the premise of the movie. It's just absurd.
I want him. I want Richard Pryor.
Can you imagine like they did like 5 retakes of it? She starts crying. I just can't. You're gonna be racist, sweetie. You're gonna make us a lot of money, sweetie.
He forces him.
You're gonna be racist.
That would be sad. You're gonna be racist, sweetie.
Yeah, that's my favorite movie of all time. One of the best.
That is my favorite movie now. I gotta watch it one day. I've definitely seen some like
it sounds like what's that Christmas movie where it's like there's Santa and he has to kill Santa and it's like Nicolas Cage or something.
He has to kill Santa?
Doesn't he fight Santa Claus on top of a house or something in the movie?
No, you're talking about the Santa Claus and Tim Allen kills Santa by accident. And he has to become Santa.
Yeah, what's that movie called?
I like the plot better.
The Santa Claus, the one that I just described.
You have to kill Santa.
I thought he kills Santa in like an epic
That's
fight.
like the fucking Invader Zim Christmas special.
I wish fucking Nicolas Cage was in a Christmas movie. That would be awesome. What the fuck? Oh my god.
It's like Mandy, except he's just going around like killing elves.
That would be so sick. Nicolas Cage has like the greatest run in the past like couple years. I've watched so many Nicolas Cage movies recently that are just the most insane movies of all time.
I
don't know
what
if
has he been?
there was
I
like
didn't even know he was still like a big name. I thought
there was this movie he made.
prime.
I watched recently with some of my friends. There was this movie he made recently, which is basically like a Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff.
Oh, the Willy Wonka,
Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland.
So the whole movie's interesting. It's Nicolas Cage. He's driving in this awesome car, and like he runs over like a pothole or something, and his tire's fucked. So then his car gets all messed up. He stops in this small little town. He's like, and then the mechanic's like, "Sorry, man, you're gonna have to stay the night. Like we only accept cash to repair the car." And then Nicolas Cage is like, He doesn't say a word like the entire movie. He's like, "Oh, if you don't have cash, then you can work at the Five Nights at Freddy's like place and clean it overnight." And then he's like, then he says his first word of the movie like 20 minutes in. He's like, "Okay." And then he gets it. He starts to clean this place, and every 15 minutes he takes a break where he chugs an entire can of soda and plays pinball for 15 minutes. This happens like throughout the entire movie. This happens like 10 times where you think it's going to be part of the movie, but he chugs at least 10 cans of soda for no fucking reason. And then all of a sudden, the animatronics come to life. He has to take a
mad piss at the end of the movie. That's the climax.
That's the climax. There was no climax. Then the animatronics come to life. He says his second word in the movie, "fuck." Then he beats the hell out of all the animatronics, kills them all, and then he just drives off. It is, I don't know what is with Nicolas Cage deciding to do that movie specifically, but it's a very, very fun movie. I feel like if anyone's interested in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, I don't know if it will top Willy's Wonderland for me because it's just really insane.
Jack, what's the name of the company that's doing the Five Nights at Freddy's movie?
Blumhouse.
Blumhouse. Are they good or bad? Because apparently
Bad.
people think that they're good, but I watched this trailer for like a movie, one of their horror movies. I don't think they're capable of making a good movie, and everybody's acting like the same fucking line for every fucking adaptation ever made. Like, but Scott Cawthon, he's working really closely with the team to, and I'm like, dude, this movie's
like
One Piece, bro.
It's like One Pice, bro. Like
people are coping so fucking hard.
The thing I start to realize is, well, obviously they're always going to say they're working closely with him because the truth is these guys can give them pages of notes and they're like, we don't feel like doing this, but we listen to him say it, so that counts. But also, they're not a movie they don't make movies. What the fuck do they know about what makes a good movie? He makes video games. It's very different.
He makes video games with like a very loose story and like lore that you have to like analyze. You have to watch Matt videos to understand.
How would he possibly know what would actually make it into a good movie?
Like, I feel like
I think it's good to work with the creators, but like that's not like any sort of guarantee.
What if he just left a note, like a sticky note on a frame of the movie or something, and he's like, "Purple guy could be more purple here," and then that's the note. That's the note. That's like the only note he left on the entire
really purple guy. And he writes out like the hex code and like Sharpie.
I need a really. I just think with Five Nights at Freddy's, like the source material sucks. So like, I think it's just bound to be a really funny movie.
It's gonna be bad. Honestly, Blumhouse being in charge of the movie is probably the best case scenario. To be honest, just make a shitty movie on purpose. Make it funny at least.
Yeah, Blumhouse is king. Blumhouse is king of making like so bad it's good horror movies. Like they are the kings of those. I've watched so many Blumhouse movies knowing that's gonna be bad, and I'm been served great. They did like Unfriended, which is like
the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man or the Bye Bye Man or whatever it's called.
I don't think they did the Bye Bye Man, but that movie's great, amazing film. They did Happy Death Day, which is pretty funny.
That was like their first big one, right?
I don't know. I guess maybe it's just not my niche or whatever, but I will never understand why there's such a huge market for horror. Like it's like low budget horror movies dominate. Like there's no other there's no significant scene for any other kind of low / like mid budget movies besides horror. And so many directors get their start because you can get like a project off the ground in horror a lot easier than in any other genre.
Yeah, because it's so low budget. It's only like a couple
I think the biggest reason why, Core, is because they come. First of all, the bar is on the floor when it comes to horror films. Like
Very
that's just
true.
obvious. But second of all, they just come out during October. Like they don't bother dropping the horror movies unless it's October. And then people are like, I do not care what I am going to watch. I'm not even going to watch the trailer. I just want to watch a scary fucking movie because it is the month of October.
It's
and then
the
they go do
season,
that.
yeah.
So that's it.
kind of it.
Yeah.
I think
guess
that
it's
makes
similar in the way that like a million shitty like Hallmark-esque Christmas movies come out like every year. Like just an endless amount of them.
It's a comfort in a way. It's like a comfort to be scared. Like I feel like a lot of people like grow up with these like horror movies and like they want to feel that emotion of like being scared.
That's kind of a terrifying way to explain it.
But that's it. I don't know. It's cathartic in a way to like
they
be
grow
scared.
up in very traumatic households. Their father with the belt is like a jump scare right around the corner. They never know when he's going to strike.
They never know when the bye-bye man is going to come for you. Don't think it. Don't say it. And if you don't want, go to our Patreon for the other half of the video.
Or else. That's the horror part of this video. It's actually this is a horror short film. I hope you enjoyed it. It was meant to dive into the deep trauma
the inner details
being alive.
Of trauma. Fonz, can you film yourself like dancing? I want to see that ass twerk and shit.